It was a radiant summer morning in Lisbon, Portugal, and the air was electric with anticipation. Over 1 million young people had gathered from every corner of the globe for World Youth Day. Flags waved, guitars strummed, and a hum of countless languages blended into one unified heartbeat of expectation. Pope Leo XIV, only a few months into his papacy, stepped onto the grand stage, the white of his papal robes shining against the sea of color before him. But on August 3, 2025, the focus was not on the controversies or the politics. It was on the young, the hopeful, and the faithful. The sun had barely risen, yet the streets of Lisbon pulsed with anticipation. Flags from every corner of the world waved in the morning breeze, mingling languages and cultures into a single vibrant chorus. Over 1 million young people had gathered, their faces lit not just by the summer light, but by a shared expectation, to hear the voice of the new pope, who had quickly captured the world's attention. When Pope Leo XIV appeared, the square erupted into applause and cheers. He did not rush. Instead, he stood quietly for a moment, gazing over the vast crowd as though etching each face into his heart. Then, with a smile that felt both fatherly and brotherly, he began to speak. He told them that faith is not a decoration for life, but its heartbeat. He urged them to be unafraid of deep roots in Christ, warning that the world's noise would try to convince them that God is irrelevant, that faith is outdated. But, he insisted, the faith you plant now will be the tree that shelters you in the storms to come. Pope Leo XIV spoke not only to their minds but to their hearts. He challenged them to look beyond the screens in their hands and into the eyes of the people around them. Faith, he said, grows in real encounters, in service, in forgiveness, in walking alongside the poor, the lonely, the forgotten. Do not be content with a faith that is silent and private, he urged. Let it be a fire that warms the coldest hearts and a light that cannot be hidden. He reminded them that courage is born from trusting God's love. He spoke of saints who were young, Saint Francis, Saint Therese, blessed Carlo Acutis, as living proof that youth is not a waiting room for holiness. During that period, Pope Leo XIV's other messages to the faithful echoed the same urgency. He called for the Church to be a field hospital for wounded souls, a place where no one feels too broken to return. He spoke of the need for unity between generations, urging elders to mentor the young, and the young to respect the wisdom of age. His closing words in Lisbon seemed to rise above the applause, above even the sound of the bells ringing across the city. Go home as missionaries of joy. The world does not need more cynics, it needs witnesses of hope. If you live with Christ, your life will speak louder than any sermon. And as he lifted his hands in blessing, the youth shouted back, not in scripted response, but in spontaneous, heartfelt joy, as if they knew they had not just attended an event, but had been entrusted with a mission. As the final applause faded, and the sun dipped lower over Lisbon's skyline, the Pope's words seemed to linger in the warm air. The young pilgrims, some with tears in their eyes, carried not just souvenirs, but a renewed conviction in their hearts. Pope Leo XIV had not merely addressed a crowd. He had ignited a fire, urging them to live faith boldly, serve humbly, and love without measure. In that moment, the streets of Lisbon felt like the upper room of Pentecost, filled with young disciples ready to carry the flame to the ends of the earth.